On BBC Radio Leicester, it's 11 minutes past 10. Now, if you were listening last week, you will have heard about the Grow Your Own Grub competition. It saw school children growing meal barrows, which are full of healthy fruit and veg. The judging was underway last Saturday at Abbey Pumping Station, and the winners have now been announced. Laura Bart can tell us more. Morning, Laura.
Morning, Shruti.
So just remind us of the brief that was given to schools and why the competition was set up in the first place.
Yeah, so we challenged schools to make what we called a meal barrow. What that involved is planting healthy fruits and vegetables inside a wheelbarrow, designing a menu around those fruits and vegetables, and then presenting the meal barrows at Abbey Pumping Station. So schools get really creative with that part. We have all sorts of themes going on, different flags and banners and scarecrows and all sorts within their meal barrows. But it's all part of the council's push to sort of make children healthier, eating their fruits and vegetables. So that's where this idea came from. And this year was the biggest one yet. So we've been doing it now for quite a few years, but we did have 23 schools taking part even. So it was fantastic to see them all.
And how were they being judged and who by?
Okay, so we had a few different categories. We looked at the menus, first of all, and judged them based on the Eat Well guides and also the creativity. So that was judged by Leicestershire Dietitians Association. We then looked at their school grounds, which, again, that was sort of split between a few of us. So there was myself from the Sustainable Schools team. We had somebody from Public Health going around to look at the school grounds, somebody from the conservation volunteers, and also somebody from the dietitian service again. So we had lots of different people going around to look at the school grounds. And then the final category was the public vote from Abbey Pumping Station last week. So that was open to everybody who came to Abbey Pumping Station.
How was the turnout last week at Abbey Pumping Station?
Yeah. I mean, despite the rain, we did still have nearly 150 people turning up to show their support. Lots of it was children coming to see how their meal barrows compared to others, but we did also have
sizing up the competition.
Absolutely, it's tough, and we had some teachers as well coming along to show their support for their schools as well. So it was lovely event despite the weather.
And remind us again, what is the prize?
So we've got a few different prizes. We have some vouchers from the co-op going to the first, second, and third place schools, and then we're also going to be working with the catering teams from the winning school to create their menu so the children can then try their menus as well. And we're hoping to invite the second and third place over to that school as well, so the children can see what everyone else has been doing and sharing their success together.
Amazing. Okay, so put us out of our misery then. Laura, tell us who won.
Okay, so our overall winners, we had in third place St. Patrick's Catholic Voluntary Academy. Second place went to Nurturing Roots Group, but in first place we had Taylor Road Primary School.
Wow. Okay. And tell us why they won.
Okay, so the winners were chosen based on the three different categories. So we looked at their menu scores, we looked at the scores that they were given for their school grounds, and we looked at the public vote and compiled them to get our overall winner. So as I said, Taylor Road came out in first place. That was predominantly because I think they came second in the public vote. Their school grounds, when we went to visit, we were absolutely blown away with how much they've done. If you're fortunate to visit sort of Taylor Road area, they don't have a lot of green space, but what they've done with that space to show that you can grow healthy fruit and vegetables anywhere. So they've really, really worked hard to improve their school grounds and make it a really lovely place for the children. So that's where we were really impressed by. And then their menus as well were fantastic. They'd considered the health benefits of the different vegetables that they were growing, and made sure that the children all felt involved throughout the process, which we really noticed throughout. So huge well done to them.
Okay, well, I've got one of the teachers from Taylor Road who was involved with us, and she's got a massive smile on her face, of course. Ranjit Allen, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really, really proud of us.
How are the students feeling?
When I went round and gave them the news, they were just overwhelmed, applauded. sense of achievement all across the school. I mean, from the littlies to the eldest, and just a sense of achievement, that you can achieve, you can go for a goal. There is no ceiling. And if you put time and effort, you can do it. And it's not even the winning, it's the journey that we had at Abbey. There was such it was a real joy to see people's reactions to what we'd done and how we'd done it. It was a real joy, and they just pushed us on to do more next year.
All right, talk us through your meal plan and your meal barrow.
Right, where shall I start? Right, if anyone's old enough, if you think about the good life, this is basically going back to self-sufficiency. And I think this is key at this time of the time we're in now, where people are looking at recycling, looking at economizing, looking at what we can do ourselves for ourselves. So with that in mind, I really wanted, that's what spurred me on to get on board with this competition. And then we discussed the diversity of our school and how that menu could be representing our children and the different cultures across our school. And therefore the fruit salad fattoush came along, which actually Nadia Hussain was demonstrating on TV. And I thought, what a lovely, because we know fruit salad, we all make fruit salad, but what a lovely twist to that, the Arabic version. So the children got on board, we explored. I'm in the nursery at the moment, I've taught all over, but it's been a joy to be involved with them, starting at the roots, as it were. Pardon the pun, right? And the children got on board. We explored the fruit, we explored where it came from, and it didn't just come from shops. We looked at different seeds, and we decided on the sort of fruits and that we could grow for our menu. The courgette curry, the potato and courgette curry, is a very Asian side of our community, and that was okay. That's a challenge. I've never seen a courgette grow. Come on, let's do this. The potatoes, oh my God, it was like treasure hunt. The children loved finding all these potatoes growing over when it came to harvesting, and it was something like I would do again, because even the adults were like, wow, what else can we find? And actually it helps our soil as well. So I was learning with the children.
When did you plant those potatoes, courgettes?
Well, we had a corner in our school where there's no soil. It's all been, we had to be inventive. We had some planters. We had begun to bring some in, and then I did if you go on walks, people leave things out nowadays rather than throw them away. So plant pots, people donated them. So there's a community effort there where people were bringing things to us. There was a shelf and I thought, brilliant, let's use that as a planter. So our lovely team prepared that, and then we could use that in our garden. So it grew. Tyres were used for planting in, and we thought about the wildlife. We thought about composting. We used a bird cage, turned it upside down. That became our compost. And wow. The children were part of it. We looked at beehives, created our own with papier-mâché. The older children started to have, they had a competition to represent the menu. The winner was the one that we submitted as part of the competition. So from young to old, across the school, we put all our effort into it. Yeah.
So creative the way you guys have used space. So that was the fruit salad fattoush, and then the aubergine and the courgette curry. What was your dessert?
It's a potato and courgette curry. Sorry. It's a ginger and rhubarb crumble for our British community and our English community. And actually, it's not so diverse. It's not so segregated. I think that we all overlap now, and there was a bit of ginger in there, a bit of cinnamon in there. So And everyone, especially at Abbey, people are tasting a courgette curry for the first time, adults, and saying, can I have the recipe? And if that spurs us on to try each other's food and become even more of a community together, then haven't we just achieved everything we wanted?
How are the students feeling then about actually having that meal rolled out in the school?
I think because we only got the message of the day, it only sunk in with me. It took me a night to accept what had actually happened. And then when I shared it yesterday, it's only just sinking in. So this is going to be a great big splurge in autumn term. And I just can't wait we've shared it on Class Dojo. Parents have been enthused. So we just can't wait. We can't wait for that day.
When's that going to happen?
Laura?
Yeah, that'll be in the autumn term. So once children come back after their holidays, we'll get that organised for the children.
Okay, so that's happening in the autumn, and I presume your students are just so much more enthused now to grow more of their own food, Ranjit.
Hey, it's not just the children. It's the parents. They were taking food, they asked for recipes. We did simple things like boiled our potatoes that we harvested, and the children tasted them with a bit of butter. And some children never had such a basic recipe and asked me to write up a recipe for their parents to cook them at home. So if some parents have said to me they want to grow things at home, well, if that's how it starts, if they never forget that feeling of producing something themselves, then I can't even explain. I can't put that into words, what that means.
It's absolutely brilliant. Congratulations again, Ranjit and Laura and Ranjit, both of you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. That was Laura Bark, Project Officer for Sustainable Schools at the Leicester City Council, and Ranjit Allen, teacher of the winning school, Taylor Road. It is